Bristol, Tennessee 911, where's your emergency?
Every emergency response begins with a call for help, placed by dialing the same 3 familiar numbers used nationwide, 911. But as Crystal Key, the 911 director for Bristol, Tennessee, points out, it hasn't always been that way.
Well, in 1957, the National Association of Fire Chiefs actually started asking for one universal number. And not just, at the time, they were just asking for a universal number for people to report fires. And so then it evolved to one universal number for emergencies. And so then in 1967, I believe, they actually got things going more in that direction. So it took a long time for things to get moving. In 1988 was when Sullivan County answered its first 911 call, which was very important for our community. So all of the citizens of Sullivan County could call 911. It was answered and then transferred to the appropriate dispatch center that needed it. So if it was Sullivan County, if it was a call for Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, they would transfer it to the dispatchers over at Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. If it was a call that was in Bristol City, they would transfer it to the police department up here, and or to the fire department, whatever was needed. So you were losing time. And so in 1994, the city of Bristol held a referendum, and the citizens voted to have its own 911, which was, a big thing. It was a big move for the citizens of Bristol, Tennessee. And so now when they call 911, we answer it here in our communications center. And then our same folks who answer the phone also dispatch the needed resources to that location. So there's no lost time being transferred, and people get help quicker.
Today, Bristol's 911 calls are answered in a modern central dispatch center by a team of certified professionals. From the time a call is answered until emergency personnel arrive at the scene is about 6 minutes.
They complete over 600 hours of training in their first year, and then over half of that time is with a trainer. They're not on console by themselves. They have someone monitoring their radio traffic and their telephone calls to help them. After that initial year, they complete 48 hours of additional training units per year. They also have to have medical, law enforcement, and fire dispatch certifications, which we do here. They have to go to Nashville for some NCIC training, which is, to run driver's license, to run tags, to check for wants and warrants, criminal histories, things like that. They also have to have their CPR certification, and it's continued training. We look for people that are able to multitask in high-stress situations. They need to be excellent communicators, both verbally and written. They need to have the ability to make decisions quickly in those high-stress situations. And they have to be able to do that while remaining calm, being polite, courteous, and empathetic. They also have to be a good listener. They need to be honest. And, they have to be able to keep things confidential. We deal with a lot of sensitive information.
A lot of the training that we have to do is very hands-on. There's no singular school or class that teaches you everything you need to know. So you spend your first several months sitting alongside someone more experienced who's been through a course to be a trainer, who knows the specific things they need to go over that you need to know how to do. And you learn incrementally. You start answering non-emergency phones and then emergency phones and the radio until it all comes together. When you're coming to work, you don't come in with any particular expectation, because whatever you expect to happen won't, and what you don't expect will. So you just have to be prepared for whatever comes and be ready to deal with it when it gets there.
Being a team player is what this is all about. If we didn't work together as with each other as a team up here, we wouldn't work well with the fire department, we wouldn't work well with the police officers, we wouldn't work well with the public. So it takes the whole village, as they say. So I really think that if we weren't team players, you couldn't do this job. You definitely have to be a team player. We come in just like everybody else to a job, but then when you get that high priority call, you get into a whole different mindset. You're moving fast, you're multitasking, you're having to hear multiple radios at one time, answering phone calls at the same time, hearing people speak out of the radios while you're on the phone. So it's a whole different level. It's an adrenaline almost. And your whole priority is to not only make sure we're here to protect the citizens, we have to make sure that our guys are okay and that they are safe before they get on scene, and make sure that they're definitely safe to go home to their family.
While on the job, dispatchers are the lifeline for the city's emergency first responders and community members who call for help.
It's something that takes a special person with a special skill set to be able to do it and do it appropriately and effectively and efficiently. And I think that when you look at the dispatchers that we have and the way the 911 system works here in Bristol, we have a very exceptional group of people, and they do an exceptional job.
They keep track of where all the officers are, and they kind of look back if they hadn't heard from them after a certain period of time. They'll check back with them to make sure that they're okay, and it helps us. Not only are they guiding and directing, officers to where the problems are, the things, calls that come in, but it's also helping us on the command level also keep track of where the officers are and to get them help if the need ever arose. So it's huge. I look at it a lot of times. People don't really truly understand how stressful that job can be. We're fortunate here to have a level of expertise up there that is, I would put, second to none. They can't see what's going on, but they're trying to help and direct and give information that the officers may need to help keep them safe along the way. And so the stress of that, knowing that they're trying to keep those officers alive and to help direct, or not just the officers, but people that call in needing help, and they can't see what's going on, but they're directing everything on the backside. So what they do is tremendous service for this department and the city as a whole.